side. He saved police in the last 2 years. In 2012, he scored the winning try. Last year, he kicked the winning penalty, but it's not here. And there's your go-to man as far as the police kicking responsibilities is concerned. Ati Salome Wangatangu. He did very well this year for Namuga in as far as kicking is concerned, Bill.
Possession and territory is very, very important in this game. Looking at the history of Sukuna Bowl, games have been won between the two teams by 1, 2, or 3 points difference. So the intensity of the games are very, very high. So at any chance, territory, possession, and points very, very important earlier on in the game.
Luita now outside of Tumbosinawa. Coming on the inside is it's Ovini Murekalo. Now police mount the early attack. But early blemish for the police side. Maybe the early nerves. They need to shake it off. Amani Bosinawai knocked it through, but they look promising on that occasion. Unfortunately, it was lost forward by Amani Bosinawai. And this will be the first scrum of the 2014 ANZ Sukuna Bowl. They look promising on that occasion, police, but Amani Bosinawai lost it forward. And it will be the Nandi man, former Super Grand student, Nemani Koritamana. 2 Nemanis in the number 9 and number 10 jerseys for the Army side. So it's a Nemani combination for Army. Nemani Koritamana at halfback, and at first rate is Nemani Ndri. Molyneux is not happy with the scrum, so
laying down the laws earlier on in the game.
He's a very strict referee as well, James. There you have it. First penalty to Army inside their own half. So we've seen in the first 3 minutes of this match 2 penalties, 1 to Army and 1 to police. So both teams are sizing up each other earlier on. Tikiladi Wimbao, this is the man. I think that police will have to watch out for this afternoon. Tikiladi Wimbao at fullback for Army, the former under 20 ref, former national under 20 ref, the Tailevu Northland fullback. Oh, yesterday I saw him kick a 58 meters he converted a penalty shot while they were having their captain's run, 58 meters up. Now Army,
scrappy ball from the Army side, trying to target that middle channel, but didn't execute that quite well.
Sireli Kalodava bundle into touch, and there's the early challenge. Kalodava and also Vesila Rawa, as well as Manulangai, who was taken into touch by Vesila Rawa. James Molyneux is up for a timeout. Just asked Vesila Rawa to come down. Out it comes, but Army have made a mess of that one. But they've managed to regroup. Now it's been turned over by police. Now it comes on the short side, but Tokluita loses the ball in the process. Early nerves, as I said.
Early nerves from both sides, just trying to set up that execution from set plays. Very, very important that both teams attempt to do first things first on the set plays, from catching and passing the ball to the very little things. And I guess the team that plays that well today will come out winners at the end of the 80 minutes.
That's right. Police first won the Super Bowl when it started in 1951. Army first won in 1952. Great scrummaging as well from the police side. Nemanim Rio decides that go in the air, but they don't want to give it to that man. With space, he will haunt you. Ami have turned it over. Koritamana. Isaac Katulimbao. Again, another knock forward by this time it's Ami. Mitsinatang level thought he's away.
Ami really working well in that tackle area. The scrum rocking on Wakatambu's counter-attacking ball. It's very good on the arriving Ami players.
But one thing I've noticed as well is Army scrum, they need to fix their scrum earlier on because the first two scrums, they struggled, Army. So they need to tighten those the so-called nuts and bolts in their scrums in order to contain this formidable police forward back.
Well, we were seeing that second scrum of the game. There will be an area that police will try and infiltrate within the Army set pieces.
The Army fans are still waiting. Maybe if this a shot from Tikiladi Wimbao goes over, we can see them jumping on the grandstand. Tikiladi Wimbao is a very prolific goal kicker. As I said yesterday, he nailed a 58-meter kick during the captain's run.
Strikes it well.
Wimbao have converted and also registered the first points this afternoon. The 2014 ANZ Sukuna Bowl Challenge. Tikiladi Wimbao, the former national under-20 rep, have registered the first points for the Army side. And the police, they don't need, they can't afford to make a lot of mistakes and give away silly penalties because Wimbao is a very capable goal kicker, Bill.
Well, that is an asset that the Army team will tend to use in the course of the game. Every opportunity to kick a goal. And early points, as I said, will be very, very important with the territory that Wimbao can gain from his huge kicks.
And again, he put that one out, but unfortunately it didn't go out. Now Lava Bow from inside his own 22. Nathaniel Levu outside his 22. Now Napa back in field and breaks the first tackle. Army needs to set this one up. And they've lost that through as well.
A lot of 50-50 passes being thrown.
That's right, Bill. Army and both sides can't afford to do that. Katunimbao. Lautoka pro forward Kalibati Tawaki. Now Army from inside their own half, they managed to go over the police half. Nemanin Ryu tries to burrow his way through, but no way through there. Tambakan Alani. The skipper Katunimbao. And now Modetanga. Burekalo made sure that Modetanga will not go anywhere. And breaking through is Kalibati Tawake. Wakambata Kotombalavu in support. Now it comes, they've got numbers, Army. They've got numbers. Modetanga on the far side, but lost the ball forward. And the Army side throwing the ball around. Yes, that's right, Bill. They're throwing the ball around, and they've made the intentions clear earlier on that they'll run at this police side. They will not keep it close. They will spread the ball wide, Bill.
Yes, they've shown that in a few passages of play, but I think that there's been a lot of infringements from the police side. There's been a couple of late tackles and offsides from that passage of face play from the police side, and the police should be very wary of Tikiladi's boots.
the Blues flags there on the grandstand. And now we'll cross over to the sideline commentator Asnati Waingo.
Well, it's already a furious start here in the first few minutes of this game in the Sukuna Bowl Challenge. And we saw the early aggression. But, you know, as far as points is concerned, it's the Army team that are on the board, 3-0. They've weathered it nicely, and they're ahead at the moment.
And Zasinate now Absalom Wangatabu from inside his own 22 on knocked through by Mitieli Navangilevu.
That's a rare mistake from me.
That's right, it's unlike Navangilevu. Army applying the pressure, and this is a very good platform for them to attack from. And Navangilevu dropped that ball just 7 meters out from his own try line. So it will be a scrum field. So Army now have options to the left and to the right field.
That's a very interesting position for their scrum, stacking 4 of their attackers to the right side of the field, with Tikilani standing directly behind the scrum, putting the police defensive line on the guess on which side the Army attack would go.
Nemanja Koritamana. As I said, the Army needs to fix their scrum, and it cost them on that occasion. That's the third scrum that Army have struggled with earlier on, but DJ Navangilevu throws a wild pass again. It's been picked up by the Army side. They have to clean it up. Here comes Paulan Rani Sekula. Navar, cut shot, and he's stretched by Manulangai. Another penalty now to Army, quickly taken by Aisate Katulimbau, the skipper, leading by example, Kalibati Tawake, just 3 meters out. Nemanja Koritamana sabi tambakan na lagi. Again, Katulimbau, that is trademark of low. Navar, tambakan na lagi again. Kalibati Tawake. Now they go wide. And a cross kick by Nemanin Riu. Michael Mogetam on the far side. But falling for a mark and cool under pressure is Apisolome Wangatabu. So police escapes yet again.
There was yet another good attacking opportunity for Army, failing to capitalize and turn into points. Kicking away possession in the inside the 22 is something that the Army wouldn't want to be doing with these close, tight, competitive games. Aquila.
That's right, Bill. Well, Apisolome Wangatabu experience that showed there, and the Gold Coast Sevens top try scorer, Apisolome Wangatabu. The interesting fact about Wangatabu that the Gold Coast Sevens was he came off the bench, but he was the top try scorer. Another scrappy line out from from police. But police now working hard to regain possession. Amani Mbosina wide. But Tikilati Puimbau fielding well for Ani and decides to go for a high ball. But again, losing it forward is the police side, and it will be another scrum. So Army applying the early pressure, but the only thing that Army needs to work on now is their scrum, because they've been applying the pressure early on in the first 15 minutes of this match. They've been applying the pressure, but their scrum is what they need to really work on. Bill.
Also, a couple of lineouts that Army have not won cleanly, and this is where the police will certainly continue to insert a lot of pressure.
Well, Bill, you can't win any game if you struggle in your set pieces. So Army and also police, they both need to clean that out, because Otherwise, they will struggle throughout this match.
They both teams have good ball carriers with ball in hand. But I guess with those ball carriers, you need to have good go-forward platforms from the set plays. And if Army continue to lose out on their scrum, they will really be on the back foot most of the times, and that will be a lot difficult for them to attack from.
The Army bench waiting for their turn to get some action this afternoon. And also time for a water break for the players, but it's a scrum feed to Army and Nemani Koritamana. Just 12 meters out from police try line. Army leading police 23 points. 23 points, 3 points to nil. Army leading 3 points to nil.
Looking at the start of the game, Quilla, there's a lot of enthusiasm shown from both teams. Both teams want to have that offload from the contact area. But it's been a bit scrappy from the start with a lot of drop balls and a lot of indecisiveness. And I guess that's something that the coaches will be stressing out at halftime or during the breaks, just to get that ball security and control on the balls while on attack.
That's right, but Mandulangai breaking away now. Supported by Nambahiki. Now the police side. It's their chance to attack. It's their turn to attack. But Tonin Delana lost it forward, but it was a very nice break by the police side. But Tonin Delana, the super lock forward, unfortunately, he lost it forward. And the police bench, they thought Langai, they've run away for a try. At 14 and a half minutes gone, it's still Army 3 and the police nil. That's the break from Manu Langai. And it was a Tonin Delana. But Tikila Dibumbau came in with a good tackle, and that's where.
There's a very good hit from Tikila Dibumbau. Looking at that last passage of play, this is how police would definitely want the game to go. A lot of loose plays with scrambling defense and making use of their highly skilled players running up the channels, waiting for that offloaded ball.
That's what both teams have done so far in as far as this game is concerned. The offload, the 50-50 passes, they're trying to grab every opportunity, but it can haunt them if they overdo it, because both sides have, as you said, Bill, great ball carriers and all the great game breakers as well. Like for police, we've got Natani Levu, we have Wanga Tambu there as well, and tonight's a Turan review. But for Army, there's Michael Modetandra Isake Katun in Bao. Scrum feed to Army. Right on the 10-meter line. Wangambada Kotumbalang with the bad for Ritamana. Tikila di Buimbao Michael Modetandra. But he's well looked after on the far side by Api Salome Wangatabu and Michi Nathani Levu.
Army manages to hold that scrum very well.
That's right. They can give space as well to that guy, Mitieli Nathanilevu, and the Army fans waiting for something to cheer about this afternoon. Going for a drop goal with Zami. The referee says play on. Tikilati Wimbao taking his chances. Amani Mbosinawai, it's going to be a 22-meter restart. Apisalome Wangatamu handled the kicking responsibilities, but now we'll cross over to Asinate from the sideline.
Yeah, just talking about Apisalome Wangatamu, he's been a real key player for police this afternoon. He's been really safe under the high ball. He's been getting a lot of action, but it's also nice to see the fullback from Ami, Tikiladi Wimbao, also playing well this afternoon. Great conditions here at the ANZ Stadium. Not too hot, just a nice cloud cover, but action already underway. Army in the lead, 3 points to 0.
Thanks. Thank you, Asinate and Bill. As we said earlier, the conditions, great conditions here at the ANZ Stadium. No excuses, but still we see a lot of drop balls early on.
Yes, there's been a lot of drop balls, a lot of stoppages, a lot of scrums, and this is what both teams wouldn't want to be stuck in. With the fans too have come out here today to watch an entertaining and exciting game of rugby with the ball being moved around.
20 minutes left in this first half. Still Army leading by 3 points to 0. Bosinawai to run a view. While the comes Mitchell in the level. And Wangatabo again losing the ball forward. Playing advantage is referee Bolambio. I thought Navani level was away on that occasion. But looking after him well was the Army skipper, Isake Katunimbau. His Gold Coast 7th teammate, Ais Katunimbau. There we have it. Tonight to run a view, and I thought that Navani will outrun Michael Modetandra, but
just execution, Quill, on those plays was a perfect pass.
they need that. Was Tikiladi Bumba who nailed the penalty in the 8th minute of play. But ever since that, it's been scrappy play from both sides. Bumba decides to put it high. And again, not through, but now it's been picked up by Michael Brother. It's Marakiwai. And he's going to go and score the first try. Believe him, Marakiwai. From that high ball from Tikiladi Fuimbao, and it was the police side, the golden rule about high balls, you don't let it bounce, and they let the ball bounce on that occasion, and it bounced kindly into the hands of Marakiwai. And look at the Army fans this afternoon. They've got something to cheer about, and also they've extended their lead. Here is how the try was scored. Tikiladi Fuimbao.
It wasn't only about the high ball, it was about the time the ball hung up in the air that allowed the Army chasers to catch on to where the ball was going to land. That helped Army score that try. So lead Tikiladi Wimbao's boots an asset for the army side in that passage of play leading up to the try.
That's right. It was Tikiko Uluiviti who knocked it forward. And the bounce of the rugby ball, sometimes it will be kind and sometimes not too kind. But on that occasion, it was kind enough for the army side. Filipe Marakiwai diving over for the army's first try this afternoon as Tikiladi Quimbau tries to add the extras, but away to the right and upright, and it's gonna. The scores remain. Army leading now by 8 points to nil with 14 and a half minutes left in the first half field.
Well, let's hope both sides will get some consistency in plays, both from set play and phase play after that break from the try. And just the continuity from play after play is what both sides will be working on from these passages to play.
Boss in a while, but that's a penalty. Taking the play in the air, was it obstruction? A penalty to police quickly taken by Danling Airi. Danling Airi, this is his 7th straight Sukuna Bowl match. Again, knocked through by police, and now the referee was playing advantage all along. This may be an easy three-pointer for police with the capabilities of Amani Mbosinawai, but they've decided to go for a try. Out it comes again, Mbosinawai, at Tuturanga view. Bounces off Nemani Bliu, but great leg drive as well from the former Vodafone Fiji Mbati rep. And also Northland, second 5-8. Pick and drive for police. They are just inches out from the try line. Police set the bounce some more. Time's over. But it's been held up. Held up, says the referee.
Police side trying to cross that white line at all costs, not wanting to take the three-pointer.
That's right, and Setvaros Omoda says, can you liaise with the in-goal Tazas pass? James Molyneux told him, no, I saw it cleanly. It was on the foot of an Army player, so it was properly grounded. So it's still Army leading by 8 points to nil, but police have the advantage now, 5-meter scrum. Will that quick tap on them later? I thought they should have gone for the 3 points, but it was the skipper's call, Bill.
That's how confident they are of crossing the line, Quilla.
Another scrum as there's Molyneux.
Well, you can see that police is dominating the scrums. We'll see whether they will take that to the advantage in this passage of play.
That's right. This is where they will need it the most. They're just 5 meters out. And the scrum has been twisted by the Army side. It's a penalty. Someone has taken it quickly. Ulea Silawa goal. Inches out. Pick and drive by police. But great defensive play by the Army side. Isaac Katunbau urging his players to keep defending. Someone shouted there, sir, I have scored. It was deadly easy, but it will be another 5-meter scrum, this time again in favor of the police side. It will be a scrum feed to police. The police fans waiting for something to cheer about this afternoon here at the ANZ Stadium, and Army at the moment leading by 8 points to nil. Wouldn't these fans love a try from police? That would certainly cheer them up this afternoon.
Well, Danling Airi's 7 years of experience in Sukuna Bowl would be for nothing. You'll only have people with that much experience asking the referee whether it's a try or not.
Jock Luita is in control well at the back, but the Army forwards holding on. It's at the back there with Ulea Silawabo. And now police regroup. Police side regroup. There's inches out, but great counter-racking as well by police. By Army rather, Jock Luita. And going alone is Etonia Namba. Another penalty. Will this be yellow card? He's calling on number 2, Manasa Tunraki. Oh, the referee is telling him not releasing the player in the tackle, but Manasa Tunraki told them, I'm sorry, but James Waterview told him, I'll give you a yellow card, I'm sorry as well. And Manasa Tunraki will spend the next 10 minutes in the bin. So this means that Army will be without their hooker. That means a loose forward will go out, and one of the front rows on the bench will have to come in. And now the maybe referee informing the skipper Isake Katunimbao that one of the loose men has to go out, and one of the front rows will have come in. I think it's Asirimbuli. And the great refereeing by James Mbolambiu informing them of his decision why Tunraki was sent off, and the players acknowledged the referee's decision, but they're still waiting for. And now we have it there. It's Manasa Tunraki. No, rather it's Asirimbuli. We're coming now for Manasa Tunraki. Another penalty. This is the 4th successive penalty. Now it comes forward. Jokuita. Has he scored a try? No, it's still a penalty. So 3 occasions, police have gone over the try line. But great defensive play by Amibil.
Yes, very good defensive play from Ami, especially just 5 meters away from the try line. And that is 15 points for police.
Manulangai, Luita. And it comes Amani Mosinawai. That is his way through, but it's been turned over by Nemani Koroitamana. And as I said earlier, they should have taken the 3 points, police. Go back into the territory with points. But now they've lost their opportunity. Tikilati Wimbao. He will not put it out of play. And again, it's been knocked through, but it's been picked up by Ami. Ami has picked it up. Michele Mozetandra. I thought Michele Mozetandra will go all the way. But he looks heavy to me on that occasion, Michele Mozetandra.
It's just good cover defense from Michele Levu, and he's not slow too, Michele.
Whether Michele Mozetandra have lost some pace that he's renowned for, or it's just Miti Nathanielewu is faster than him. But on his day, Michele Mozetandra, no one could have caught up to him. But look at how Miti Nathanielewu tapped the ball off his hand. The his former Nanronga teammate, and look at that, he's disappointed, but his keeper, Isake Katunimbao, encouraging him that he has done his best. A near try again for the Army side. But this time, Army twisting the scrum, and I think that's the 6th penalty, 6th scrum penalty to police or against Army. So Eli Vitayaki not happy with Kalifati Tawaki. And the Army fans, they are Army leading by 8 points to 0. Again, I thought Michele Mozetandra will go in and score Army's second try, but it was Miti Nathanielewu who caught up to him.
That was a wasted situation, but a very desperate defensive attempt from Michele Nathanielewu that saved another Army possible try.
Manu Langai, but not through now by Jokuita, picked up again by Ami. there, but knock on both ways. So the referee will take the first knock on, and that was from police Sukuna. He didn't expect that. And we're just a few minutes away from the end of the first half, and it looks like police is still trying to settle down.
Yes, they're still trying to get the rhythm for their attack, even though they're dominating the set pieces, especially the scrum.
Right, they're dominating the set pieces, but on the scoreboard they are behind by 8 points to nil. Now it's been picked up by the back by Wangamana Kotomalapu. Marakiwai Filipe. But the ball was lost forward. Was it lost forward? No, we're going to take the line out. Nemani Koritamana calling the shot. Danling Airi. The former flying Fijian Truka. Also former flying Fijians prop forward. The seventh successive or seventh Sukuna Bowl clash. That's 7 years in a row. The Army fans and Vesira Rawa asking James Molyneux why they were penalized in the last round. And another scrum feed, and this time Army will try to improve on it before the end of the first half. We're just minutes away from the end of the first half. Army still leading by 8 points to nil. Jock Luita, right on his 22-meter line. Dalam zaman yang Bosnawai atu turang Israel to meet in the level. Wakatabu tries to outrun Michele Moditandra, but Moditandra equal to the challenge on that occasion of William Burekalo. Look at the Army's forming defense. Namahiki manages to break out of the first two tacklers. Again, Zokurita. That is his way through and break through Zokurita. He needs support. Knocks it through. Army regroup now. Wangamata Kotomalabu just outside his own half. Play on says Molyneux. Kalibati Tawake. Manulangai. Not sure was this deliberate. No, it wasn't. Remember, Army playing with rather police playing with 15 men, while Army playing with 14. Manasa Twinraki is in the steam bin. So police need to capitalize on that and make use of the extra men that they've got, Bill.
Yes, still a lot of execution problems that we've seen in the game, a lot of drop balls, a lot of forced passes, a lot of 50-50 passes, and the game hasn't gotten its rhythm that we had expected from the beginning of the match. Almost reaching the break. Well, hopefully the coaches will re-emphasize these important points during the halftime break.
That's right, as we have, as we wait for the match to resume, we'll cross over to on the sideline with Asinate.
Well, Bully, as far as the Army team is concerned, is still in the naughty corner, so Army still 14 men only on the field, but they've managed to handle police well. They kept them contained, and I guess as far as the brain trust is concerned, Salanoga, a good tactic from him, using the high ball, and that has resulted in a try for them this afternoon. They're using that tactic well, and of course he'll know the back three well for the police team, particularly with the fullback and the two wingers, Wanga Tambu, as well as Mipieli Navanglevu. He knows them well, and he's testing them out with the high ball, and so far it's worked to Army's advantage.
Thanks, Asinate, and it's Tone Saukuru wearing the number 23 jersey for Army, going in now to replace former flight Fijian speedster Michael Modetanra. So Modetanra is injured and he will be out for the rest of this challenge. And the Chone Tokuru, the super winger, will replace him this afternoon. Chone Tokuru is a very prolific finisher as well. Wearing the number 23 jersey for Army this afternoon.
Reading Asila's comments just a while back, you know, the Army are fully utilizing Tikiladi's boots. The hang time on Tikiladi's high balls are quite phenomenal, and it's something that the outside backs are chasing on to really well, causing a lot of pressure on both the police wingers. But if you have noticed, Prila, for the past passage of the few minutes play, all Tikiladi's bombs and high kicks have been going on to the left corner of the stadium, putting a lot of pressure on Tikiko Luiviti, who plays center most of the time and very little time on the wing.
That's right. That's the area they are targeting this afternoon. Tikiko Luiviti's corner. And Michael Modesandra, well, unfortunately, that's it for him for the 2014 ANZ Sukuna Bowl Challenge. And Michael Modesandra will have an early shower this afternoon. But now we'll get back to the main action as Nemani Koroitamana now ready to fit into the scrum for the Army side. Army, they've got numbers to the left and to the right. Remember, they are one-man shot. So I think the best option for the Army side is give it to Tikiladi Wimbau, who can then put it downfield. That's the only way to go. They can afford to play in their own territory because they are one-man shot, as Manasa Pinraki is spending time on the beat.
Tikiladi has been standing quite deep right behind the scrum, getting ready for the kick, and the police defense has caught on to him at that point in time.
And Isake Kapilimbao, the keeper, caught in possession, but it was great work by Atumaisa Turana View and also Manu Langai. But now, Tikiladi Wimbao inside his own try line, but not a good clearing kick at the Wangatabu. Chips it through, and now Wangatabu will he go over and score. But his chip kick missed him on that occasion. He got the pace, but he did. The chip kick was more than what he expected.
There was another desperate attempt to cross over the line from Wangatabu, Willa.
That's right. But in reality, he beat the Army defenders, but the ball just beat him out of play. And on that occasion, another the near try by the police side. Now Wangatapu again. Tikiko Luipiti. We have not seen much of him. Manueli Langai. Langai breaks away from one tackle, but it's been lost forward by Nemani Koroitamana. With the function on it is the keeper, Stefano Somola, but the referee says play on. Ovini Burikalo. Out it comes, they've got numbers, police, but it's been kicked through by Isake Kapunimbao. Still there for the Army side, they send it over, Sone Sokuru. Scrappy play from both sides, Amiyashi Nava. Another chance now for Army, for police rather, Dokumita. Ovini Burikalo. Continuing tackle by Apiabi. Battling around, taking two Army defenders with him.
Police